what will fans find in the book? First of all, they're going to find chapters written by Heroes fans for Heroes fans, and so each chapter is really fun to read, and it's got a lot of good fodder. We've got a chapter on whether or not the show makes scientific sense, right? Like, is it really possible for somebody to fly like Nathan does? Is it really possible for somebody to travel in time? Is it really possible to mind read? Is it really possible, to do those kind of things? But are we really fated? Do we really have a fate? There's some good philosophical arguments to suggest that we do. Some of them deal with determinism, the idea that the universe is essentially just a giant billiard ball table governed by the laws of physics, and everything that happens in it is determined by the laws of physics, and it's completely out of our control. Oh, is time travel actually possible? This is one of my favorite articles in the book. I love talking about time travel. Okay, here's the deal. Time travel, as it's usually classically conceived in the movies like Back to the Future, Terminator, whatever, is actually impossible, because it gives rise to what philosophers call grandfather paradoxes. They're essentially self-negating actions. There's another theory of time travel that does suggest that there's change, sort of. It's called the branching theory of time travel, all right? Here's what it suggests. If you're ever a time traveler and you go back in time, what would happen is you would not travel back to your past. What you would do is you would create an alternate universe. So if you travel back in the past, you create an alternate timeline that has a past that's different than yours, namely one that has you as a time traveler in the distant past. And so, like, take an example from the show. Hero wants to, goes to the future, he sees New York City explode, and so he wants to travel back and save New York City, right? So on branching time travel, what happens is he travels back and creates an alternate timeline, and he does a few things differently than he did in the original timeline, and he brings it about, after a few tries actually, that he saves New York City, right? But he didn't really save New York City. He created a new timeline in which a copy of New York City didn't explode, but the original New York City that's in the original timeline that he came from, it still explodes. He didn't save anybody.